I was driving home last night after visiting with some friends, and I noticed the moon, how full it was. And as I was driving down the road, a very dark road, that moon was guiding me all the way home. And I went to sleep and dreamt of a bright sunny day, walking towards a car that I'm not familiar with, never seen before. And I got in it, started driving very slowly. I noticed this person walking across the street. There was a tune playing on the radio. I forget what it was, but I think it was a Coldplay song, and I was humming along and thinking, maybe I'm trying to get this person's attention to look over here. Yet they didn't. In some way, they felt familiar to me, like I've know them, met them before. And as I traveled down the road, I noticed this stampede of buffaloes coming my way, and I became very concerned that I'm going to hit them and started to slow down, and then finally stopped, and the stampede ran past me, not harming me, and I sat there waiting for it to pass. I closed my eyes, not wanting to see. It was very loud and frightening. And then suddenly it got quiet, and I looked up and looked out the car and saw this little baby buffalo right by the car. And I was just in such awe and such love. So happy to see this cute little thing beside me, beside my car. And woke up after that. Once I got up in the morning, I was doing my normal morning routines, and I went out into the backyard and noticed on the fence of the backyard were two falcons. Small little falcons, they're so cute. And so they flew off, but as I was leaving the house to go run some errands, I noticed that they were up out in the front of the house. And I'm not sure what they're doing. They're just hanging out there, doing their thing. So I got out and took some pictures of them out of my car as I was pulling out of the driveway. And suddenly this white dove just flew over my head. And I've never seen a white dove, let alone falcons. But found it so unusual since last night till today. Just all these unusual happenings with animals. And I remember as a child that I had this statue of a buffalo that I would keep in my room. And I just adore buffaloes. I think they're so wonderful. And I remember I was watching this movie, Dances with Wolves, I believe it was, with, I forget the actor in it, but they were referring to the buffaloes. The name that they're using was Tatanka, and that name it just sits well in me. 2 days prior, I was in the car with my youngest, and we were talking about spirit animals, and she was talking about her cat and how she feels her cat is her spirit animal. And I do not disagree with her. This is definitely her spirit animal. And I was telling her that I believe I had one of my spirit animals is a falcon. And in another life, I had a falcon. And I told her it wasn't a very large falcon. But I just feel like, for whatever reason, it rests on my arm. And I can feel it there. And I have a deep love and appreciation for it. This is what I feel to be one of my spirit animals. And the next thing you know, I find two just sitting on the fence in the backyard. And I have to just show my gratefulness and appreciation for the spirits, not forgetting how much I admire them and love them. I remember not too long ago, about a week ago, I was talking about being my mother's child and how she's very familiar with magic, and I feel I have that same familiarity. And I just wanted to share that we're all in some way creators, and we all have our way of creating, making things come into fruition, manifesting them. Just like I manifested those two falcons in the backyard by just talking about my spirit animal. And I remember I was talking to my daughter about this movie. I haven't watched it yet, but it was about journaling things. They called it Death Notes. And I was telling her this is just a form of manifestation. You write things down and suddenly things start happening. Some people can manifest by just speaking, thinking, writing. There's so many ways of manifesting. Magic comes in all different forms. And then I was watching this YouTube video. This individual has a channel called Archaix, and he was talking about California, how California was an island. 30 years ago, I came across a map, a future map by Gordon Michael, I believe it is the individual, and it was showing that California was a multitude of islands. And I remember back then when I saw that map 30 years ago, all I could think about was what goes around comes around. And these things we may consider to be future, but they are also the past. We're just living in some sort of a cycle. With that said, I will stop here. If you have anything you wish to share, please pass me an email. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks.